Hello guys, welcome to Selenium with Java June 2022 batch online training session 1. So this is our first session and we'll be proceeding further down the line, right? So as we are starting the session in the mid of June, right? So there will be 13 sessions, right, covering all the area. I'll be showcasing the syllabus. We'll go as per the syllabus. So in today's session we'll cover what is the objective of the training, what are the training will be covered, what are the additional benefit you'll be getting from the training, what is software testing concept and automation testing concept, what is Selenium WebDriver all about, how you can do the setup for Selenium WebDriver like in terms of Eclipse or the other environment setup, how you can create your fast test case using Selenium WebDriver for Chrome or the Firefox browser, what are the web element and element locators all about, what are the different operations you can perform on the web page, browser, WebEdit Box and link. So these are the different things will be covered in today's session. So let's go to the syllabus, right? You already know the syllabus what we will be covering. So it will be definitely online session, right? It will be total 13 session, 2 hour each session close mostly. It might be even 2 hour 10 minutes, sometime it may be 1 hour 30-40 minutes like that also. Okay, so I will be starting from today. So hopefully by first week of August itself I will try to cover. In case worst case maximum it will go till the second week of August, right? So I'll be covering, right, the Selenium WebDriver topics, right? What are the thing already covered in the agenda that will be definitely covered. After that I'll be covering what are the different operations you can perform on the image, checkbox, radio button, drop down, what is different kind of study for the XPath or CSS selector, how you can scroll down or scroll up a page, how you can handle the frames, how can you can capture the screenshot, what is the implicit explicit weight, how you can do the headless browser testing, what are the cookies and how can you handle it, what are the importance of buy or locator, right, how you can select an option from the auto suggest drop down. Then from Java, right, I will covering the Java introduction, comment, data type, variable, object and classes, operator, Java string, array, different kind of loop like for loop, while loop, do while loop, then different kind of conditional statement, right, if statement, if else, switch, and then the break and continue keyword which will be affecting the loops, right, then method, wrapper class, date and calendar function, constructor, tie catch block, including exception handling. Then I will cover the ops concept starting with the inheritance, polymorphism, right, and abstraction interface, then the importance of super keyword, static keyword, finally keyword, then the Java input output operation, right, the Java collection framework like arrayless, linked list, hash set, tree set, hash map, and the last one from the Java will be Java multi-threading. So from Java basic and advanced Java will be covered, which is really relevant to the Selenium WebDriver. Then I will cover the test engine framework, right, different annotation, right, how we can use the different kind of keyword, right, hard assertion, soft assertion, how we can run multiple suit, what is the grouping, what is the parameterization, right, how we can run the fail test case with or without listener, what is data provider, right, what is how we can do the parallel test execution in Selenium WebDriver with the test engine. Then I will cover the framework, right, the framework mean data driven framework, keyword driven framework, hybrid framework, right, and you can show that what is the importance of the Apache PY. Then I will go to the BDD and BDD framework along with Cucumber, where you can get to know that how you can need to create the project using Maven, how you can need to add all the dependencies instead of the adding the jar file into the project, right, what is Cucumber all about, what is the scenario, right, how we can add the undefined step into the step definition class, right, how to run the Cucumber features file using JUnit, how to add the background, how to create multiple features file, multiple scenario, what is scenario outline, right, Cucumber tag, right, Cucumber hooks, and how you can set the priority of the Cucumber hook, then how you can generate different kind of Cucumber report like HTML report, JSON report, XML report, and the last will be the extend report, right. So those are the different topics will be covered down the line. So total 13 session. So first two sessions will be from Selenium WebDriver, right? Then next two sessions will be the basic advanced Java. So total 6 sessions. 7 session will be again the remaining topic from Selenium WebDriver, right? 8 and 9 session will be for the test ng, and 10 and 11 sessions will be from for your different framework like data driven, keyword and hybrid framework, and 12 and 13 session will be your BDD and Cucumber framework. So that is the plan, right? I will already chalked out, and I'll be covering in the same way, guys. Okay. Then let me start with today's agenda. So what is software testing all about? So in case you are already working professional, right, you already get to know, right, in the especially in the IT industry there will be primarily I mean there are multiple teams, but primarily I must say that 4 team will be there. One is the developer team, who will be developing the product or using different variety of the programming language or the technology. One will be the testing team. So testing is not the functional testing team. Testing team can be a functional testing team, product testing team, automation testing team, performance team, testing team, security testing team, UAT testing team, like that, right? Then there will be support team, whose responsibility is that, right, whenever the your code is already implemented in the real time, right, they will be supporting the real time software. Any kind of problem is coming, they will be analyzing those problem and they will be fixing those problem. So that is the role of the support team. Apart from that, there are non-technical persons will be there, like another team called business analyst, product owner, scrum master, whose role is to kind of in terms of doing the analysis of the product, right, to certify the in terms of domain related part, right. So that are the different kind of, I must not saying that this is the primary thing, but apart from that there are so many things, but right now we concentrate this 4 thing, right. So why testing is important, right? Whenever IT came into the market, right, before I think 2000 there was no testing concept, right. After 2001 2 testing concept came into the market, then there are separate testing teams formed in the market. So developer team can develop the product, and they are responsible for the unit testing, means the isolated module, right. But that will not suffice, right. Even whenever they will be integrating the product, there will be a lot of challenges will come, and even in unit testing they will not see, right, whether the multiple permutation combination, whether the boundary value is also working fine or not, any kind of mistake is happening or not, because they will think from their standpoint, but they will not think from different standpoint. That is the reason testing is very very important. So not only the functional testing, right, they need to we are also testing team need to certify that any kind of security violation is not happening, whether the product is really secured, whether the performance is good, right. In case suppose say you already developed a product and there is no error, but in case your product is suppose say in the your suppose say web based application, right, in case 200 people is logging at the same time, your application get getting crashed, then why? This is a failure, right. So that is the reason we need to certify before the product is going live, right, that maximum capacity whatever is 5000 10,000, that many people can log in simultaneously and product is not getting failure, right. So that are the different standpoint, right. Testing plays a pivotal role in the real time as well. So that is the reason testing should be other party, not the development mindset, right. So what is the software testing? So software testing is the process of evaluating and verifying that a software product or application does what is expected to do. Then what is the meaning of what is expected to do? So what is expected to do is nothing but the business requirement. So development team, testing team, everybody will follow the business requirement. Development team will try to develop based on the business requirement, whereas testing team also will try to verify the thing based on the requirement, right. So before that you can get to know the two life cycle. One is the software defect life cycle, software development life cycle, SDLC, and one is software testing life cycle, STLC. So as part of software development life cycle, first step will be your requirement analysis, right. Then second step will be one requirement analysis done, planning, strategizing will happen, then coding will be done, or development will happen, then testing will happen, then product will go live, and after the support activity will be there. So that is the different step will be in the software development life cycle, whereas software testing life cycle is specific to the software testing. whereas software development lifecycle also include the testing as well. So in software testing lifecycle, first thing is that we will go for the planning, right, estimation, then we will go to the requirement analysis, right, then we will go for the test design, where first we will design the test scenario, then granular level test cases, then we will do the requirement mapping, then once everything is done, we will go for the environment setup, environment sanity test, right, check up that environment is working fine, then we will go for different kind of testing, right, system testing, integration testing, performance testing, security testing, like that, including UAT, right. Okay, then once everything is testing is done, right, all the defect is getting closed, we'll go for the testing closure activity, right. We'll create the kind of test summary report and we'll publish with the respective stakeholder, right. So software testing involves execution of software or system component using manual or automated tool to elevate one or more properties of interest. The purpose of software testing is to identify the error, gap of missing requirement in respect to actual requirement. So based on the actual requirement, we will first write the scenario. So once the requirement come, right, so what we will do, we will do the requirement analysis, right, and analysis mean in case any problem is there, right, we will try to solve it with the business analyst who is responsible to the requirement design, or in case product owner or the customer SME. SME is nothing but the subject matter expert, right, or BA is the business analyst, right. Once they are clarified, then we will go for the scenario. So scenario is the high level kind of stuff. Suppose say I am giving a simple example. So you need to log into your Facebook account, right. So what are the steps you need to follow? You need to open a browser, any kind of browser, it can be there IE, Firefox, Chrome, like that. You will be entering the URL, then you will be going to the Facebook homepage, you will be entering your email ID, password, right, and you will be clicking on the sign in button, so that it will be going to the homepage. So that is the kind of homepage related part, right. So if I want to tell you that how you will design the test cases and how you will map the requirement to the requirement, right, map the test case to the requirement, right. So your requirement is that, right, your requirement is saying that just try to log into the Facebook page with valid credential. That is one requirement. Second requirement is that in case you are entering invalid requirement, your Facebook login will be no unsuccessful. So that is the requirement. So you can first create your scenario, right. The thing is, scenario is that just give the valid requirement and try to validate that your login is successful. In case you are giving invalid requirement, it will be unsuccessful, right. What are the maximum attempt? Otherwise after that it will be blocked. And your Facebook homepage, all the menus, sub menus, right, link, hyperlink is present or not. So that is can be your scenario. In case you want to give sub scenario, right, so sub scenario will be that you will be test case will be that. So test case will be your kind of granular step. So your one test case can be that give the valid thing and see that whether Facebook is successful. So first you will open the browser, then you enter the URL, enter the ID, password, click on the sign in button with the valid part, you are successful. As part of negative scenario, you can check that you are not entering your email ID, password, you are clicking on the sign in button. So it will throw the error that either enter email ID, password, like that. Second scenario is that you are entering valid password but invalid valid email ID but invalid password, or maybe sometimes blank password, so it will not be successful. So that is kind of negative scenario, right. And other scenario will be that verify the existence of the Facebook logo, the email field, password field, button, other link. In case there is other link available, right, forgot password link. In case you do not have forgot your password or do not know your ID, right, you can go to the forgot password link and you can set up your password. So that the other thing will be there. So that's why you need to create your test cases. Once scenario and test case is done, you need to map with the requirement, that is called RTM, or requirement testability matrix. So once scenario test case is done, then you will go, whenever you will be getting some environment to test it, right, so you will be doing the testing. And in case test case is not working, so you will analyze and then you will raise defect. So it will go to the defect life cycle. So there are so many tools nowadays we can use in the as part of the defect. So in the initial day there was no defect management tool for the small project. They used only the Excel to tag the defect or to tag the test cases. But nowadays there are so many defect management, test management tools available, starting from the ALM, Jira, Rally, Azure DevOps, like that, where you can upload your test case, you can upload your requirement, you can map it, and in case any defect is coming, you can just execute the test case and you can fail that test case with the defect link. So that is the way any stakeholder who is having access to this tool, they can generate the report and they can validate that what is your, how many test cases there, how many, what is the progress of the execution, how many defect is there. So that is the way. So in case your requirement, your execution result is not matching with the expected result, or some error is coming, some gap is there, you will be analyzing it, you will be logging as a defect. So as and when defect is logged in any of the tool, right, it will be immediately, it will be in the created status. After that, it will be assigned to the some of the BA or the developer. Then they will analyze the defect. In case it is a valid one, right, the development team will take it and they will try to fix it. In case it is a not invalid, they will reject the defect, right? And once it is valid, development team will work on the defect, and then they will fix it and they will assign back to the tester to retest it. Once it is then tester will retest it, right? They will try to rerun the scenario or the defect. In case it is getting fixed, they will close it. In case it is not fixed, again it will be assigned to the developer, and again the same process will happen, right? So sometime defect, after logging the defect, sometime the tester can withdraw the defect. Maybe after logging the defect, they get to know that that's not a valid defect, so they can withdraw the defect, right? Sometime defect can be rejected by the developer in case it is not a valid one. Sometimes defect can be kind of deferred, means it is a valid defect but there is no urgency, right, to go or fix the defect on the priority basis. The defects can be fixed on the next iteration or in the upcoming release as well, so they will defer it, right? And whenever you are logging a defect, there will be two terms associated. One is the severity of the defect and one is the priority of the defect. So what is severity? Severity means how the defect is impacting the application, right? So that's why you can severity is critical, right, major, medium, minor, trivial, like that. And priority is that how fast defects should be fixed by the development team. So it can be critical, high, medium, or kind of low, like that, right? So that's why these two parameters will play an important role in the defect life cycle. So in case it is not matching, will be logging the defect. So the benefit of the testing, what are the benefit? It will prevent the bug, right? So nowadays we are not following the kind of waterfall methodology, right? So in testing there are so many methodologies available. In the initial day we used to do the waterfall methodology, means once the development is completed, then it will come to the testing, right? And the testing will test it. But nowadays development and testing will go on parallel. Immediately for every month there will be sprint, right? So it is nowadays the concept is called agile. So the agile, everything is in parallel. Development do will small amount and testing will certify. So that is the way, right? In case you are following the agile, you can prevent, you can identify the defect in the early stage. And as and when you are identifying the defect as early as possible, that will reduce the overall cost of the project, right? So that is the reason nowadays everyone objective is to detect the bug or defect in the early phases, so that will reduce not only the development cost but it will help the overall performance of the project as well as to reduce the overall project cost. Okay, so there are two type of testing available: white box testing and black box testing. So black box testing is nothing, without knowing the code of the project you will be doing the high level testing from the UI, right? So that is called black box testing. And white box testing, you will require some knowledge. You will be doing sort of testing without it is not possible to testing without the having some coding knowledge, right? So whatever application you will be testing, it is called AUT, or the application under test. So this is the primary different type of testing we used to do, right? I have tried to list it here. So first is that unit testing. So once your module is developed by the development team, they will do it independently with the unit wise, and they will see any kind of problem is there, they will try to fix it. After that, as soon as unit testing is done and the code is delivered to the testing team will perform the smoke test or sanity test to check high level that no blocker is there and thing is working properly. After that they will go for the functional testing, right, with the different variety of the testing called black box, right. They will do the functional testing, right, of the application wise. After that they will integrate all the module, then they will do the integration testings to verify that whether all the application in together are working fine or not, right. Then sometimes they need to do the regression testing. So what is regression testing? So whenever you will be doing all kind of testing, functional testing, right, integration testing, all this testing, so there will be huge number of defect will be coming, and you will be the defect will be fixes, right. And so what will happen, so in case it is fixes, you are just testing those relevant only, right, relevant test cases of the defect. But it might impact the existing functionality whatever certified working fine previously, right. So that is the reason we need to do some regression testing to verify that even after so many release, so many integrations, so many defect fixes, our existing functionality is working still fine. Otherwise lot of problem will come in the real time, right. After that, once everything is done, right, then non-functional testing team or of the NFR, that is called non-functional testing, right, they need to do some performance testing to validate that with different load it is working fine. Stress testing, right, so how much strain that application can taken, right. Then different kind of testing will be there called UAT testing. So means the business stakeholder will do the testing from their end, right. Then acceptance testing will perform to certify that your software or your product is working based on the business requirement or not. In case everything is fine, product will go live or implemented in the real-time environment, and after that in any problem is coming, right, it will be completed with the help of environment or the warranty period or the environment support, right. So that is all about the different kind of high level testing. There are huge number of testing is available, but that is very, very important, guys. Then what is error, fault and failure? So error is nothing the human action that produces the incorrect result. Suppose say in case you are doing something, you wrongly did something, so that is the reason error will come. But in case you are not fixing the error, right, what will happen? Fault will come in the application of the software. So fault is nothing but the manifestation of an error in software or in implementation. And in case you are still not correcting the fault, system will failure, right. So it will not work as per the expectation, or it might get crashed. So any human being can mistake or do mistake, so because of that error can come, and because of the error the defect or fault can come in the code or software or application in the product. And in case the defect is not getting resolved, right, not getting analyzed, not getting fixed, system will fail to do whatever, right, user expecting or the business is expecting, and might cause a failure or the crash of the system. How can error occur in the system, right? So there are list of important point I have tried to give. Apart from that, there are some other items also there. So the first thing is that we all are human being, right? You are not a robot, we are not a computer, we can do some mistake. There is some sort of miscommunication or the requirement is not up to the mark. Miscommunication means suppose you are getting something from your customer, and that something is missing to your lead, and again lead is missing something to the team members, right? So that way there can be some miscommunication. Requirement, who is developing the requirement, right? Either the business analyst or SME, maybe they have forgot to something implement it, or the requirement is not up to the mark. Sometimes you are working under the pressure, right? Sometimes budget is less, right? So that is the reason you are not getting the adequate time to test it. Sometimes the complexity of the project or complexity of the application is really tough. Infrastructure support is not available. Your kind of framework which is required is very, very really complex. No proper kind of resources available, skill resources available, right? Sometimes requirement, you will be doing it whatever is poorly documented. Sometimes the requirement is not getting reviewed. Suppose in case something you are doing, right, team member is doing, that should be reviewed by the kind of peer review first, then it will be team lead review, then the manager review, right, then it will go in the further way. Sometimes there will be some instability in the application or the environment. So these are the primary reason, right? Sometimes that one resource is working in the multiple project, right? So that is another problem where error can come in the system. So what is the basic 7 testing principle in the software testing, right? The first thing is that everything should be, right, will be go as per the customer requirement. No, we cannot deviate the customer requirement. In case something is there, we can discuss with the customer, we can sort it out, but after that we have to go with the customer requirement. So software testing should be performed by a third party, not the development team, so that different mindset will be there, guys. Okay, in case you are doing in the same mindset, you will not able to find any mistake or fallacy or the fault. So that is the reason it will be independent third party, right? Exhaustive testing is not possible sometime due to the timeline issue, due to the budget content, due to the reporting, due to the resource constraint, like that. So for that one, you can go with the risk based testing approach or the RBT approach. So you can identify what are the very critical area, and you can pick up the test cases, then you can perform the testing. So all the tests should be completed before it went to the production or go live, right? After it go live, there is no point of doing the testing. So before it going to the production, any kind of testing, functional testing, non-functional testing, regression testing, integration testing, UAT testing, acceptance testing, everything should be performed, right? It follows the Pareto rule. So Pareto rule is nothing but the 80-20 ratio. So which means that 80% defect will come from the 20% problem, 20% area. So it will still follow in the software testing life cycle as well. So majority of the problem will come from the critical area. So that is the reason every time before design or execution, you need to identify the area from where maximum defect can occur, right, based on the criticality. So definitely it will not come in a single day. It will come based on the exposure, based on the experience, based on the other parameter, right? And you will be starting testing with small part, then you will be integrating with the as a whole application, right? Early testing saves times and money. Why early testing? Because early testing, in case you do it right from the requirement analysis phase, you can identify the defect, as I mentioned already, right? In case you are identifying the defect at the early stage, it will reduce the overall development cost and overall implementation cost of the project. Then these are the different things I already covered as part of the functional testing. Then I will start with the automation testing item, right? So automation testing is nothing but you will be doing the testing only and will matching with the expected and the actual result. But here, instead of manually, you'll be trying to do with the different automation tool, automation framework, right? So here, why you are doing the automation testing? In case, suppose say, same set of testing you need to go for multiple times, right? Means 10 times. So you need to go for 10 times, and 10 times you'll be spending lot of effort, right? In case one time it's required 5 days, say, so 10 times might require 50 days. But in the automation, right, for the first time might be for the developing the skit, it might be take 20 days. But the remaining one time to run one time, it might take only 0.5 days. So 10 times mean only 5 days. So 20 days development and 5 days for 10 times running. So you can see that you are saving 25 days. So that's why, right, you can save the time and money at the end of the day. So in case you are doing for the automation testing, right, two things you need to do, right? First, you need to do the POC. It is called the proof of concept. In proof of concept, you will whatever you will do analyze all the requirement. You will identify what tool it can be there to automate, right? Whether it's a paid tool, whether it's a free tool, right? Whether the tool is supportive enough to do this different kind of testing kind of. It can be web based testing, it can be client server based testing, it can be Windows based testing. So you need to analyze that whether the tool is enough or not, and what is your team size, whether the customer is giving the tool license cost or other stuff. Based on that, based on the other parameter, right, you need to identify the tool first, right? You need to see that whether the tool is really working, will be suitable for your project or not. So that is called proof of concept or the POC. After that, you need to calculate ROI, which is nothing but the return on investment. So return on investment means whenever you are spending some amount, right, how it is benefited in returning, right? So suppose I already mentioned, right, in case you have 10 test cases or 100 test cases and you need to run for 10 times, right? So 100 test cases one time, it might take 10 days. So 10 times means 100 days, right? but 100 test case you need to develop, right? So it might take 50 days, but to run one time it might takes 1 day. So 10 times run means 10 days, and 50 days is development cost, right? Automation script development cost is 60 days. So you are saving 40 days. So unless your ROI or the return of investment is positive, right? So there is no point of going to the automation. So ROI will be your functional testing or manual testing cost minus automation testing cost divided by your functional testing cost. So that should be positive, right? In case you need to run for 2 times, so your ROI will be negative, then there is no point of automating, right? In case everybody is saying that we need to go for the automation testing, but unless your POC is correct and your ROI is positive, there is no point of automation. And one of the important thing you need to remember, right? Most of the automation project might get failure in the real time. Why? Because we concentrate on the automation only, but majority of the time we do not maintain our code for the long run. Suppose say today you already developed something, right? But in case you are not maintaining your code, after 6 month time, lot of changes can happen, and whenever you are running the code, you can find that everything got failed. So that is the reason for regular interval you need to maintain your code, so that any point of time whenever you need to run it in the real time, right, you can run them and you can do the desired activities. Okay, so automation testing is useful for the below mentioned aspect: functional test case suite, regression test suite, smoke or sanity test suite, build deployment, and test data creation, where you will be running it more than 1 time, more than 5 times, more than 10 times. So that of the area you can focus on the automation, right? So how you can perform automation testing? What are the different scenario for different scenario where requirement will not change frequently? Suppose say immediately after development, right, you cannot go for the automation, because after development lot of things can change, right? Until your project is stabilized, there is no much benefit can come from the automation, right? So that is the reason your project should be stable, your code should be stable enough. In case your requirement is getting changed, whatever will be doing the script, right, whatever, that will not work. Again you need to do some lot of rework, all this stuff. So steady software and requirement will is fixed, right? Whenever there's a time crunch, big project, and same functionality or the test data creation will be used multiple times, more than one. These are the area you can go for the automation. Then the automation testing lifecycle, just like the manual testing, just like the software development lifecycle, just like the software testing lifecycle, so automation lifecycle is also there, right? So first is the planning, then design, then enhancement, then running the script, and then analyzing test result and the defect reporting. So in the planning, you will analyze the requirement, you will be doing the POC, you will analyze the application, right? Whether that all the objectives are identifiable or not, and you will identify the test case whatever need to automate, whether it's a MOOC suite, whether it's a regression suite, whether it's a functional or integration, right? Okay. So in the real time, 100% automation might be possible, but we do not go, because 70 to 80% is still fine, right? For the remaining 20%, automation can be possible, but to do this thing, right, sometimes it might require huge effort. For the manual time, it might less effort. That is the reason everybody do not go for the 100% automation. But nowadays, different tool is coming, so they are targeting to improve the automation percentage as well. So from 70 to 80, 80 to 90. But I must say that 100% sometimes it's not possible due to other limitation. Once your planning is done, you need to go for your test script design, right? Where you will be going for the kind of creating the reusable component, right? Library, right? And with the help of define and locator techniques, I will be covering in the upcoming session what are the different element locator technique will be identifying the different element, right? Whether it's a web-based project, whether it's a web-based application on the client server or the Windows-based application. Once your design is done, then you need to enhance it, right? So that you need to insert some verification point, right? Otherwise, in the automation also you will be just not doing the kind of navigation, right, from one page to another page. No, it is not like that. You need to verify that all the thing is working properly present, all the link, all the button, and if you click on that button, it is navigating to this other page, that page title is correct or not. So you'll be adding some verification point, or right, you will be using the parameterization. Parameterization is mean the same test cases, right, can run multiple times with different variety of the data, right? In case any error, there is a possibility you can handle those error, right, with the help of error handling. So that is the script enhancement part will be doing. After that, you need to run your test cases to see that whether that is running with the help of isolating, right, step by step one. After that, in case any problem is coming, you can debug your script and your script will be ready for the final run. Then you can run based on the smoke suit, based on the regression suit, based on the sanity, based on the functional, non-functional integration, all this stuff. Then you will be analyzing your result, and in case sometime your test case can fail because of the false failure, right? Sometimes synchronization issue is coming, sometimes URL is not open, sometimes your internet issue. So you will be trying to run the failed test case again, and in case of real-time failure, you will be logging as a defect. And once everything is done, you will be publishing your result with the respective stakeholder. So that is your end of your automation life cycle. And sometimes you can publish the automation summary report as well to the respective stakeholder. Then what are the different automation testing tool available? So nowadays there are plenty amount of tool available. Some of the tool is free tool, some of the tool is licensed tool, some of the tool is for the UI automation, some of the tool is for API automation, some for performance team, like that, right? So Selenium, UFT, RFT, Tosca, Silk, all are for the kind of used for web-based, right, or sometimes client-server-based, Windows-based application. So Selenium is free tool. Other like UFT, RFT, Tosca, Silk are the licensed tool. SQL is used for the open source tool or the free tool for the UI testing. SOAP UI used for the API testing. Postman REST test is also used for the API testing. These are the free tool. APM is used for the mobile testing, kind of OS, Android testing, right? Testing is a framework, right? Primarily used for kind of the web-based testing. JUnit is also a framework used by the developer for the unit testing. So these are the different kind of tools nowadays is used, right? So RFT is nothing but the rational functional tester. Tosca nowadays came into the market as a skipless tool, right? QTP is quick test professional, nowadays named as UFT, which is a licensed tool. Lot of, in case it is a licensed tool, right, you need to buy the license with some regular interval, payment interval, and in case the license tool, you will be getting additional features there. But in case it's a free tool, definitely it's a free tool, right? So all the things will be not be available, but definitely you can integrate with the different other peripheral application of the tool, right? So what are the component of the Selenium? So whenever Selenium launched in the market, right, so it was Selenium ID, which is nothing but the Selenium integrated data environment, which is nothing but a Firefox add-on. So where there's a features called record and playback, right? Record and playback, but nowadays it is not valid at all. Then Selenium RC of the remote control and Selenium WebDriver. So Selenium RC is kind of the version started from the Selenium 1, which is the first Selenium tool that allowed user to use programming language and create a complex test case. Then Selenium WebDriver, right, is the newer breakthrough which allows user test script to communicate directly to the browser. So browser means the Firefox, Chrome, Safari, IE, like that, right? After that, Selenium RC and Selenium WebDriver tool merge, and then Selenium 2, Selenium 3, and nowadays Selenium 4 is also available. And there is another component, Selenium Grid, which is nothing, right, but it's integrated with the Selenium RC for parallel testing. Means, suppose in case you want to run same set of test case with multiple browser or multiple operating system. So nowadays you know there are 3 operating system available, right? Linux, and then Windows, and then Mac, and there are a huge number of browser available. So in case you want to execute the same test cases in the different operating system browser, right, to certify that, right, so you can use the Selenium Grid. What are the advantage of Selenium? It's an open source tool, right? It is supported in different OS like Windows, Mac, Linux. It supports different programming language starting from Java, C#, Ruby, Python, PHP, Perl, like that, right? It supports different browser like starting from Safari, Internet Explorer, Firefox, Chrome, Opera. It helps the Selenium Grid help in parallel or distributed testing, and it uses very less hardware, right? So suppose in case you want to use Selenium WebDriver, so it might 1 GB RAM also still fine, but nowadays your system configuration increase, right? It's like 8 GB RAM, sometimes 16 GB RAM. But in case you want to use the UFT or the RFT, right, so sometimes it will require minimum 4 GB RAM. Otherwise, in case you install, right, your system will be very slow and you will not able to proceed. So Selenium uses less hardware resources. Disadvantage. So definitely for everything there are some disadvantage will be there in the nowadays. Nobody can say that I am 100% perfect. So similarly for the tool also some disadvantage was there. One main disadvantage was there with the Selenium was that it was not able to do the Windows based application, but nowadays there is an kind of add-on available called Winium. With the help of that you can do the kind of Windows based testing, but Selenium primarily used for the web based testing. So web services like REST, SOAP UI cannot be automated using Selenium. Selenium WebDriver definitely requires some programming language or the kind of framework knowledge, right? No formal support is available because it's a free tool, right? So a lot of integration is not available. You need to do it like the object repository, other thing. So in case you need to generate some report, you need to write some data from the external sources, right? Called test Excel sheet or CSV file or database. So you need to write your own script, right? So that are the different disadvantages available. So Selenium WebDriver is one of the important kind of part I already mentioned, right? Which is from the Selenium component. So it is supported multiple browser, multiple operating system, multiple programming language. It is faster than Selenium other tool IDRC. It controls the browser by programming. It support data driven testing, means multiple variation of data, and it also support cross browser testing, means same test cases with the multiple operating system or the multiple browser, right? It support parallel execution with the help of JUnit or the test engine. So that are the different important advantages available in Selenium WebDriver. So what are the difference between Selenium and UFT? So Selenium is a free tool, UFT is a licensed tool. Selenium support in different operating system, whereas UFT support in Windows only. Selenium supported different programming language like C#, Python, Java, whereas UFT support VBScript. No inbuilt object repository available in Selenium, whereas in UFT or the array or the QTP, right, local or share object repository already inbuilt, right? Built-in reporting feature available in the UFT, whereas no built-in feature available. You need to write your own code. Selenium support web application, but nowadays support both the desktop application also, whereas UFT primarily used for desktop and web application both the time. Selenium uses less hardware, whereas UFT uses more hardware. It is difficult to set up the environment and use in Selenium, whereas UFT it is very easy to set up. Parameterization can be done via programming language, but it might be difficult to implement, whereas parameterization support is inbuilt in UFT. No reliable support from the specific group for the Selenium because it's a free tool, whereas it's UFT you are buying the license with the kind of regular interval of the payment, right? That is the reason. In case you are not able to do something, right, then HP or that support, the vendor support will be there. Then what is the difference between the Silk? Silk also previously was a demanding tool, right? Silk is a license tool, and it can be only used in the MS window, right? Lot of book reference tutorial training can be there in the Selenium, but Silk also resources is very minimal, right? So in case you want to go identify something in the internet, Udemy or other stuff, you will not find much, right? Selenium support multiple variety of the browser, where Silk support only IE and the Firefox. Selenium support multiple programming language, whereas Silk support 4 test scripting language is similar to C++, right? Selenium support web application, but nowadays the Windows application, whereas especially for the client server application, right, the Silk is most preferred tool still. But for Windows based application, UFT you can use, web based application Selenium is the best tool still in the market. Okay, so till now guys, any questions? We can discuss for a couple of minutes, then I will go for the starting part, right? How you can do the installation and then you can start your journey on the Selenium. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. UI automation means that like UI part, right? Yeah, UI means that you are not going to the code, right? The UI level testing and web based testing. Yeah, web based testing. Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, nowadays because some of the integration is coming, okay, but I think that initially it was not possible, right? But nowadays I already mentioned, just like I got to know, I did not do it maybe, but I got to know that Selenium is supporting nowadays Windows based applications, which was not there. So that is the reason some integration is happening. So if, until you are kind of minimizing the disadvantage, right, the tool will not be popular. So that is the reason their interest that whatever disadvantage was having, right, they are trying to correct them as much as possible. So that is the reason nowadays might be some of the thing can be there, but not 100%. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I already mentioned that for the API automation, the best tool is called Postman, which is the kind of no programming language is required. But in case you want to go with the programming language, so you are learning Java already, you are learning test engine framework, so you can use REST assured. So these two things will be there in the REST assured. And apart from that, you can go with the SOAP UI. So that is the primary three tools available: Postman, REST assured, and SOAP UI. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Try to be more interactive, okay? In case you are having any questions, maybe silly, no need to worry. Okay, we will discuss it here, right? In case I am going through, but yeah, because this is the theoretical part, that is the reason I did not stop. Otherwise, for every 2 or 3 slides, I will stop there and I will ask each case any question. Are you able to understand? In case you are not getting something right, I mean, stop me there. I will try to repeat the same thing. But it is not like that I have to complete it. No, guys, no, it is not like that. You have to understand something, right? You have to gain the knowledge, you have to gain the confidence. So then only I'll be happy. It is not that you are giving the thing, right? You are giving that charges and I'm taking the charges. It is not like that only. Okay, I am working for the tier 1 IT, right? I am earning, right? But apart from that, right, that's why I am earning something. But apart from that, right, you are getting some knowledge, you are getting helpful, right, in terms of the training. So that is also for the long term. I also need to think for that perspective as well, that you are learning, you are, and that training is helping really a lot, right, in terms of your career aspiration. Yeah, that's fine, no problem, carry on. Yeah, there is a button, right? You can click, I think it will go. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, good. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Ha. No, here, not here. No. In case it will, I want to cover, it will be around 25 sessions. So that is the thing will be covered, but you can learn it in couple of days. Okay. Maybe I will try to cover in my YouTube videos. So lot of thing will be there in my YouTube video, though I am not covering it. Yeah, that is part of suggestion, right? I will try to create few more videos so that once session is covered, right? Few of the thing is already free in my YouTube video, right? You can go through them as well. I will try to cover it. Yeah. Yeah. Because I did not work as of now, so I still not started also. That is the thing. I heard it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah. 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 So one thing is that, right, you no need to worry about the Selenium ID because nowadays nobody is using it. Okay. So there is no point of learning this thing. You can just know that this is the four component initially when it's launched. It is nothing but kind of record and playback mechanism was there. Just simply you can record it and then you can run it. You can add some assertion point like that. That is the reason nowadays technology is getting increased, right? So nobody will spending. There are a lot of limitation is there. That is the reason it's not used. And Selenium WebDriver is nothing but is a kind of Selenium RC, and WebDriver is integrated. Then Selenium 1, after the 2, 3, and nowadays 4 is available. And Selenium Grid only using for the parallel or distributed testing. But you have to concentrate only on the Selenium WebDriver. So I will be covering most of the things from Selenium WebDriver. Hmm. Yeah, yeah, see, yeah, right. People most of the time they are saying, but they used to. I mean, I say that 20% people used. In case your project requirement is that you need to vary with the different browser, different driver, but I don't think that different kind of operating system they are using, maybe they can use the same operating system on Windows. Mostly most of the testing, maybe they can vary in different browser, right? Like Firefox, IE, or the Chrome, or Safari Max to Max. Yeah. Hmm. 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 Yeah, yeah. So that is the reason Selenium Grid will not work independently always. So you can use integrate with the test engine framework, right? With the help of that, you will be doing it. I will show you, okay, how you can do with the help of, yeah, yeah, yeah. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No need to worry. That is the reason everything in the syllabus. Whatever is really, really important. Okay, no need. Yeah. Okay, then we'll go from that whatever is really required for the Selenium web developer starting. Okay, so first four things is really required. One is the Java or the JDK or the Java development kit. So I would expect that everybody is having Java installed in your system, and otherwise I will show you. The second is the any Eclipse you need to install, any ID, which is nothing but the integrated environment. Then Selenium WebDriver, which is nothing but the Selenium jar file, right? It can be available from 3% to 4% nowadays. And then for in case you need to work for the different browser, right, you need to install the driver, element driver. So in case it is a Chrome driver browser, it will be Chrome driver. In case it is Gecko, Firefox browser, it will be Gecko driver. In case it is IE browser, it will be IE driver. So first go for the Java part, Java installation, right? So this is the URL I already given in my PPT. So you can directly go to the URL, right? Then you can see here for the Java there are a lot of things available. So in case your system is Windows, you can go any of the thing, you can install it. Just download the file and double click like that. You can go to the installation. It will be very simple way only. Once it is installed, right, it will be here in your program file. It will be stored like Java. Okay, so C drive program files, and you can find the Java, sorry, not power block, program files. Why? C drive program files, it will be Java folder, it will be stored. So I have already installed 1.8 1.10.0. Okay, so nowadays I think 1.17 1.8 is 1.8 is available, so you can do whatever you want. That not be a big deal, right? Once it is installed, so you can see here there is a JDK folder, right, and GRE corresponding GRE will be there. So I have installed 1.8 1.10 sorry 10.0 also. That is the reason available. After that, once Java is installed, right, you need to right click on the my computer. You need to go to the properties. Please be remember this step, otherwise your Selenium will not work. Once Java is installed, that is your first step. You need to install the Java. After that, you right click the project, go to the properties, go to the advanced system setting, go to the environment variable, and here you need to create a new variable, right? So I already created a Java variable, so you need to give the name as Java. How you can create it? You can click on the new, and you can give the name Java underscore home, and you can give the path of the JDK folder. So that is the path you can give till the JDK folder. Suppose say JDK 10, that is the path you need to give it in the here, in the variable value, and you need to click on OK, so that Java underscore home variable will be created in the that section, right, the user variable section. After that, in the system variable section, there will be path variable, right? In that path variable, you can click on the edit, and in the JDK folder, you can click on the bin folder. That path you need to give till the bin folder path, right? Just copy it, and you can simply add it here, right? I already having that one, you can see here. So that is the reason. Otherwise, select here and click on the new and click paste it here and click on the OK. So that is the two thing you need to do. After that, you need to see that whether Java has been installed or not, right? So how can you do it, right? So you can go to the command prompt, means you can press Windows R, you can type here cmd command prompt, right? You can go on mute please, otherwise like it will be, and disturbance will be recorded in the thing. You can type here Java space hyphen version, and you can see that Java has been installed or not. You could see, sorry, type Java space hyphen version, version. Okay, 10.0.1. you can see that is the date I have installed, right? Nowadays the version is 18.3, right? That is the thing, it will be there. Otherwise it will show that unrecognized person could not create all this stuff. So that is your first step. After that, you need to go for the Eclipse, right? Eclipse ID. So you need to go to that path. I already given it here, so that is the path. You can go here and you can download in case it is Linux, Windows and Macs, right? Once it is downloaded, it will be kind of zip file. You need to unzip it. After that, so it will be look like that only. So I already stored in my C drive here. So there is a folder I have created called Eclipse. So it will look like that only, kind of zip file. You need to unzip it. Once you unzip, you need to click here. You need to click that folder, and there is an exe file available called application file. You need to click it. Once you need to click here, you need to give some workspace name, right? You double click it. After that, if you give the workspace name, right, it will be look like that, Eclipse, right? Here you can create the project. I will show you how to create the project. So this is the second part. Then you need to download the jar file. So why jar file is there? Selenium jar file you need to download, because in case you are creating a project, right? So what is happened? So you are already using the all the Java feature, but as you are using the Selenium WebDriver, right? So there are called different concept called class, interface, and method, right? Now no need to worry. From the third session I will start the Java, then you can get all the understanding. So first two session, few of the thing is there, so that is the reason you no need to worry on the Java. So second, from third session onward, I will complete the next portion for the Java. It will be everything from the scratch. It will be, you can learn Java basic, advanced as well. So where lot of important methods will be there, you can call it from the different interface. That is the reason Selenium jar file is really required. So this is the path. Nowadays stable version is 4.4, but you need to go for some stable version. So this is the Selenium 4 available. If you still want to use that Selenium other version, right, you can go to the previous release. I am using still 3.0. So do not go with any beta alpha version, go with the stable version. So I am already using 3.41, right? So if you click here, you can download that one, right, that folder. So you can also download that 4, right? That is the thing here. Yeah, Selenium Java, right? Selenium server standalone file. That is the file you need to download, and you need to keep it some drive or desktop. So that is here. I already downloaded, right? Selenium jar file. Where it is there? Yeah, that is the fourth, right? You can show Selenium server standalone 3.14.1. that is the third part. The fourth part is that you need to go for the different browser. So in case you are using for the Chrome browser, you need to download the Chrome driver, right? So before downloading, you need to see what is your browser version, and for that browser version you will download it, otherwise it will not work. So that is the problem, please be remembered. So that is the reason, right, most of the thing, right, problem will come. So once it is fixed, it will be go on smooth. How can you go the check of the version? There's a third, after open any browser, there is a triple dot, click on that, there is a help option, and there is an about Google Chrome. Click on that and see what is the version of your browser, right? Sometime your version can be downgraded also, right? 90, 95, 96 like that, and based on your browser you have to just install it, right? So my browser version is 1.2, 102.0. So I need to install for the 102 only for the Chrome, right? So I need to go to that Chrome, that path already given, and I need to download the relevant only. So here that 102, so that part I need to download. I cannot go, so here you need to download for the Windows 32, right? So Windows 32 will work for Windows 32 and Windows 64 as well, 64 bit. So how can you get to know what is your Windows browser, right? Right click here and go on the properties, right? So you can get to know that what is your system properties, whether it's a Mac, whether it's a Linux, right? You could see here that is your laptop name, that is your device identifier, product ID, and this is called 64 bit or 34 bit processor, right? And you could see the edition is Windows 10, right? What are the processor, all this stuff you can get to know. Okay, so here only one option is available, so that will work for Windows 32 bit as well as 64 bit as well. You need to just download it and you need to unzip it and you can place it in your any drive. So I already pasted it here. This is the called Chrome driver, where this is the Chrome driver exe file. So this is the four things required. So in case you want to do with the Gecko driver, you need to go for the site here and need to, based on the driver browser, you need to go it, right? You can go with the iDriver like anything. So once it is done, you can easily do it for another browser as well. The next one is that once your Eclipse is installed, once this thing is done, you need to create a project. So how will create the project? So you need to click on the file, you need to click on the new, and you can see here Java is there, because in the Eclipse by default Java will be there. You don't need to do anything, right? You can either click on the project, Java project, or you can click on the project here. If you click on the project, all the different thing will be there. So you can type here Java, right? You can create Java project, right? Select it. Next, give some name. Suppose say Selenium, do not give any space. Selenium June 2022 training batch, right? You need to select version here. So better select less than any version, less than 1.8, otherwise it might some problem, and then click on the finish. So your project will be created. So that is the first thing you need to do, right? You could see Selenium whatever we name. I have a lot of project created. It might take sometime 1 minute time to create the project. So after that, once the project is created, automatically there will be, yeah, 1 second. Are you able to hear me now? Okay, okay. So once the project is created, right, it is still working. So automatically there will be src folder and Java will be automatically associated, because Java you are creating. After that, in the src folder you need to create a package, then you need to create a class. So first your project, then your package, and then your class. So after the class is created, then you need to write your code in the class. But before that, in case you want to interact with the Selenium, right, whatever jar file you have already downloaded, especially for Selenium WebDriver, you need to associate to your project, so that all the relevant interfaces, classes, and the method, right, you can use them. So now expand the project, Selenium June 2022 training project. You could able to see the GRE system library is nothing but the Java library 1.7, right? It's already there. So if you expand it, right, you could see all the Java related properties, right, packages, all the thing will be already there. Okay, so from all the Java packages, all the interfaces, class, method, you can access it. Now if you open this src file, you need to right click here, all the step already given here, no need to worry. Right click on the src folder, and then you need to click a new and then package. Okay, so whenever you are clicking any project, please remember that project will be starting with the capital letter and there will be no space associated, allow, and package name will start with the small word or the lower case. Click on the new and click on the package, right? That is the symbol for package. So suppose say I can give the package name called training. right, starting with the smaller case or lower case, right. Then I'll be clicking a class, creating a class. So in the package, in the search folder, I can create multiple package same way, and in a single package I can create multiple class. So today I'll be creating a class called session 1, right, that is the name I am giving. So automatically you could see the folder is and package is already coming, and here you need to select the public static void main method, that is the Java main method from where execution will start. No need to worry, just learn this thing. From the third session onwards Java will be covered. You can get to know where is this all about, what is the main method. So all your execution will start from the main method only. Right now you no need to give much concentration. So once it is created, that is called class, that is the symbol J because it's Java class, right. It will look like that. Automatically it will open in that pan here. You need to remove that one, that is comment, double slash is comment, so it will not work in the thing. I will be covering everything in Java. So that is the package is coming, that is the class, and that is the main method. So from where you can write everything. Suppose let's try to write basic code. So if you want to print something in the console, press SYSO and then press Ctrl Enter from the space bar at the same time. Write it down in notepad. SYSO, then press Ctrl Enter from the space bar. So automatically the method will populate. You no need to worry what is the method. This is called system out.println method, right? I'll explain the each and every term in the session 3. This is called SYSO method. Here you can write something. System.out.println. Suppose say I want to write here within the double quote. So double quote you need to give. So my first Java program. Okay. Then if you right click here, there is an option called run as, right. You can click here and you can run with Java application, right. This is the one option. Otherwise you can, there is a button, run button. You can click on run as Java application. So it will be running the code, right. And you can see the, in case any error is there, it will throw the error. Otherwise it will display that part in the console, that is called console in the Eclipse. So you can see that message is getting printed, my first Java program in the console. Right now you no need to worry, it will be covered from the starting session. It might be difficulty, but 1 or 2 session is over, right. It will be very very easy. But that is the all a Java feature, I can immediately use it. But in case I want to use the Selenium feature, then what I need to do, right? I need to import, I need to associate my Selenium jar file to my project. So how can I do it? Right click on the project, click on the properties. There is an option called Java build path. Select that option, then click on the add external jars. You can see the libraries Java is already associated. So click on the add external jars, right. Click on the desktop and select that Selenium standalone jar file, right, whatever you have already installed. Click on apply and close. Right now you could see here the reference library got added, where you can see that is the file got added. So here you could able to see lot of packages, and in the lot of packages, lot of interfaces and the other thing you can call it in the program. Okay. Then I will try to write my first script, right, for the Chrome driver, and I will try to do some real-time automation. So some of the important naming convention I have tried to give it. So class name should be start with uppercase, it should be noun from. Interface name, in case you are using uppercase letter, it will be adjective from. Method should be lowercase, right, it should be kind of verb from. Variable should be start with lowercase. In case you are having two part, first part will be lowercase, second part will start with uppercase. Package should be start with lowercase, right, like that. In case you are declaring something as constant, everything will be in uppercase, right. Then I will try to run my first script with the help of Chrome driver, right. So first line of code, whatever I have written, let's comment it out. How can comment it out? Just double slash. So that part will not be executed. That is already there. You can see immediately color is getting changed. That means that code will be there, but it will not be considered in the execution, right. Then how I'll be writing the code? So I have to start with system dot set property, system dot set property. Okay, system dot set property. Okay, that thing I'll be calling it. You could see from where it is coming. This is coming from the system class, right? You are able to see this is coming from the system class. What is the return type? That is called return type. In case returning any kind of thing, right, called data type Java, it can be integer, it can be string, it can be double, float, like that I'll be covering in the Java. And that is the two thing you need to give it in the comma. First is the key and second is the value. So this is the method name, this is the class, this is the return type, and this is the combination key and value pair, right? So key, whatever key I need to give it, it will be common across the thing, you need to remember it. So it will be within the double backcode, it will be WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver. Okay, WebDriver dot Chrome, WebDriver dot Chrome dot driver for the Chrome driver. In case it is a Gecko driver or the Firefox driver, it will be WebDriver dot Gecko dot driver. In case it is a iDriver, it will be WebDriver dot iDriver. Otherwise there is no change. And in the value section you need to give the path of the Chrome driver, whatever you already installed. So what is the Chrome driver thing? So this is my Chrome driver. How can I get the path? Just right click here, just try to understand the step by step process. You no need to remember or kind of thing, right? This is the location, so I need to select that location, right? This is where it is placed, so I'll be giving within the double quote in the code, right? Then I need to give another double slash and need to give the name of the file. This is the name of the file, Chrome driver, right? Then I need to give the extension dot, what is the file name? This is the type is exe dot exe, so I need to give it completely dot exe. One second, dot exe. I need to close it. In Java, everything will be ending with semicolon, all the line will be ending with semicolon. Now you could see error message gone. Right? Then one thing you need to remember in Java, right, as you are using Java, you cannot create a object or instance for the interface. I'll be covering the interface and the class concept right now. Just this is the high level part, you no need to worry about that. So I'll be creating an object or interface for the WebDriver class driver. So that is the exact name you need to use, because Java is case sensitive. I'll be creating an object or instance called Java equal to new Chrome driver, because I am using Chrome driver, right? Chrome driver. So that is the way I will be creating a browser driver, I mean object. So here error message is coming, you could see, right? Here is error message, right? WebDriver cannot be resolved to a type, Chrome driver cannot be resolved to a type. Why? Because that are the property from the Selenium jar file. So I need to import that relevant packages, right? So I need to click it here, and you can see I need to import the Chrome driver from where? org.openq.selenium.chrome packages, right? That is the packages, it is already available, right? So if you want to import it, org.openq.selenium.com. So if you expand it here, right, org.openqa.selenium.chrome, org.openqa.selenium.chrome, that is the packages it is coming. If you expand it, you could see this is the Chrome driver class is coming, right, from the Chrome driver. And for other one, right, it will be coming from that one, right? You can see Chrome edge like that, all the thing will be coming from the relevant. So here it is a class, or it is a class, or sometimes it is an interface. That is the thing you can get to know. It is openqa.selenium, right? org.openqa.selenium. So you can find here that WebDriver. You can see the WebDriver. Similar way I can import it, right, the Chrome driver from the org.openqa.selenium, right? If you expand it, you could see there are, this is the interface available, right? This is the interface I sign, okay? And here this is the Chrome driver, where is there the Chrome driver class, right? It's a class. If you expand it, you can see class, and if you expand it, all the method, whatever is method, this is called method, right? All the method whatever is coming from the Chrome driver will be coming, and all the method, right, whatever is available in the Chrome WebDriver interface, you could see the close method, get method, everything will be coming from here, right? Then once the driver is object is created, then I will be calling the method called get to it driver. From where it is coming, you could see get, this is the method. Here you need to add string. String mean within double quote only, right? What is return type? Is return type is void, so it will not return anything in the console. And from where it is coming from the WebDriver interface. You could see that is the method that is coming. So interviewer will ask the question, just try to understand, right, the from where it is coming. So get, then here you need to type an URL, right? So suppose say I want to automate the Facebook page, just simply open it, copy the URL and paste it here, right? Then I want to print something, right? So I will be calling SOISO method, right? I will be calling driver, that is the object, dot get title, right, or get current URL. So that is the, what will it return? It will return the string. It is coming from WebDriver. Current URL means it will also return string, so that is return, it will return something, right? Get current URL. So let's similar way, let's just try to use that other method, driver dot get title. So these are the important methods available. Now if you try to run it, you can see it will open the Chrome. Here also I need to run one more line called driver dot manage dot window dot maximize. So it will maximize the window dot maximize. So these are the few lines you need to remember. Whenever you will be practicing, automatically you will be remembering it. No need to worry. Initial few days it will be tough, that why it is coming, but that is the reason I am trying to cover it, right? From where it is coming, how it will be behaving. Now run your code and let's see. That application will behave same way. It will open the browser first, because we are creating a object or instance from the Chrome driver use, right? So Chrome browser will be open. It will maximize it. It will pass the URL for the Facebook page. It will get the title and the current URL title and current URL in the console. You can see Chrome driver was started successfully, right? Chrome driver was started successfully. Okay, and then you can opening Facebook page. You can see browser open, maximize the Facebook page opening, right? So my automation is working, small automation whatever you have written. We are not doing it manually, and I can write some code to close the browser as well. So I did not close so that you will not able to visualize, because it will be too fast, right? So I can close it, and now I can see in that console, right? The first thing is that current URL. So what is the current URL? Facebook.com. And what is the title? Is Facebook login page. So that's why it is coming. So my code is absolutely working fine. In case you need to work on the Firefox driver, you need to install the Firefox driver. You need to just change the path of the Firefox driver, and here it will be Gecko driver, and here it will be Firefox driver. That is the only three change you need to do. Otherwise remaining same thing will be same thing. No need to change anything. WebDriver is common across all the browser, right? Here it will be changed. Instead of Chrome it will be Gecko.driver. Here it will be, instead of Chrome driver it will be Firefox driver, right? And you need to give the path of the Firefox driver. It will be Firefox driver.exe file, and you can paste in the desktop only. So this is the three things you need to change in case it is a Firefox driver. Otherwise remaining line of code it will be still same. Okay, I will show you. You can add the thing, comment out. So it will be WebDriver driver dot Firefox driver. It will be, instead of Chrome it will be Gecko driver, and I need to change the path as well here. Or the Gecko driver also in my place in my desktop, right? Gecko driver. So I will be .exe file only. So I will be changing it here. Okay, and here error message is coming because the Firefox driver I need to import it from the Selenium WebDriver. So I'll be importing it from the org.openq.selenium Firefox. Then you could see there is no error. If you save it, there is no error, compilation error. Now if you run it, same code will be running it in the Firefox browser, right? You could see. It is running, it is opening. I run for a long time in case my browser version is not seen, it will work. Yeah, it is opening the Firefox browser, right? You could see. After opening, it will add, launch the page Facebook, right? It will enter the URL. It is working, it is entering, it will get the title and get the current URL, right? If you want to add some code to quit the driver, it will work. Okay, you could see here in the console the title came and the current URL came. So that is the only difference, right? Otherwise it will be still same. So now I will be commenting out this line of code, right? I want to work with the Chrome browser because it's too fast. Okay. That is done. Chrome driver, Firefox driver I already saw. The next part I will be showing the locator. After that I will take all the questions. I will complete the remaining part. So there is a locator, right? So means in case it is a web-based application, there will be different kind of field will be there, right? Each and every field is termed as an kind of element, right? An element will be common across all the browser. So it can be edit box, it can be radio, hyperlink, link, images, frame, web table, like that. And we need to first identify the element, the properties. After that we can interact with the WebDriver, right? So how we can do the element identification? So as of now we have already opened the page, right? The Facebook page. We have get the current URL and title, but we did not interact with the web element, right? So in case we want to interact with the web element, you need to open the page in any browser and you need to press F12 button, F12 button from the keyboard, F12 button. Immediately element locator part will be added here, coming here. You can see, right? After that you need, there is inspector button available. So you need to click on that, select an element in the page, and after that you need to mouse over to any element, right? And you could, if you have paste it here, you could see the element thing is be coming. The first thing is called tag. So tag can be input tag. D means is a kind of table. Input means it can be a input box, radio button, hyperlink. So based on the tag and type, right, it will signify the element. So input means a input box or radio button, and type is text means signifying that it's a text box. In case it is radio box, it will be type equal radio. In case it is checkbox, type will be checks. Then there is a class attribute, name, ID, right? All the other attribute is there, but all the attribute Selenium WebDriver cannot read it, right? So there is some element locator techniques through which, in case it is a falling, Selenium can interact, right? In case, so how can you copy it? All the properties, right click here, select it, right click here, copy the element, and open any notepad and paste it here. So you can get all the details in the notepad, right? In case you are not able to visualize from here, right? Then that is the part is done. So it will be across all the browser. Same way we can inspect the element. That these are the different element locator techniques available, right? ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, partial link text, CSS or XPath. In case ID, name, class name is there, you can identify the element. Tag name means that the anchor, right? That is the tag name I already mentioned. First thing is the tag name, right? In case it's a link or hyperlink, right? It will be anchor tag, a tag. In case it is image, it will be src or the img tag, right? In case it is table, it will be table tag. In case it is a mode table, it will be div tag, like that. So I'll be covering in the XPath part, no need to worry. So that's why tags will play a pivotal role. So with the help of tag, I can identify with the similar tag what are the element is there. And link text or partial link text, in case there is a link, right, available, so I can go with some link text. But the problem is that sometimes link text will not work, because sometimes link text is very big, right? So I cannot go with that so many text, right? So this is the link text, forgotten password. Sometimes some of the link text, there is a two part, right? Part A and part B. Suppose say part B can change every time. Part A is common. So you can go with the partial link text with the fixed part. What is the volatile part? You can ignore it. So that is the reason there is two options. One is called link text, one is called partial link text. In case the link is very small and in case the whole portion is fixed, you can go with the link text. In case link is very big and one portion is dynamic in nature, you can go with the link partial link text for that particular part, right? So that are the different element locator technique. I can identify the element. Let's try to identify one element, right? For suppose say that of the element whatever you have pasted. So here you could see name is there or ID is there. These are the two properties of the element locator, ID or name. So I can identify it, the element with the help of any type, right? So okay, so identify, how you can identify? Driver dot find element, right? You can see there is two method available. Find elements, it will give you lot of element in case more than one element is there, but in case with the help of ID it's unique element, you can use it, that find element, right? You can see that is coming from the WebDriver interface and there is a web element class available, and from that class the method is coming and you need to pass the argument by. Please be remember, find element, here you need to use by argument. So by dot ID or link whatever is there, right? What is the thing? I'll be identifying it with the name or ID, element locator technique. So by dot name, right? And that name I'll be entering. What is the name? Name is the email. So with that particular name I'll be identifying the element, right? And it is a WebEdit box. I can enter something, so I'll be calling send dot send keys method. You can see that is coming from the web element class. The return type is void, no return, it will not return anything, it will enter the value only. So here with the help of send keys is argument, right? Is string, I need can enter something called test123 like that. So if you run it, now you can see that it will open the Facebook page, it will identify the email field with the help of name properties, and after the field is identified it will enter the value test123 in the email field. So that's how it will work, right? So similar way, class name or ID is there, you can work similar way in case it is a matching. For the link or hyperlink, in case it is a link only it will work, but not for the other field, right? Radio button or not for the text box or checkbox like that. But link or hyperlink will be only work for the link text. You could see Facebook page is open, and you can see here in the email field test123 is getting entered, right? So similar way you can go with the ID, and in case class name is available you can go with that, right? Now say I will try to go with the forgotten password link or hyperlink. So in case you are giving the link, please remember that you need to give the full link, right? In case it's hyperlink, sorry, partial link text, you need to give the partial part, not the full part. So I will be identifying the element. So let's inspect the element, right? You could see that is the text is coming because it is starting with anchor link, the tag name is starting with A, right? So I will be calling driver dot find element by dot link text. Here I can give the complete link text, so I can just simply copy it here, double click, Ctrl C and paste it, exact including that interrogative sign, right? And here is a link, right? So I can click it, right? If you click on immediately all the operation whatever you can do, it will be coming. So I'll be clicking it. Okay. Okay. So now if you save it, so it will enter the field, right? Email field value, and then it will click on the forgotten password link, so it will go to the other page. Okay, so you can see Facebook page is getting open. It will identify the email field, it will enter the value test123. After that it will click on the forgotten password link. So you can see it is clicking on the forgotten password link. That is the reason link is highlighted, it is going to the navigate to the other page. So that's way you can interact with the different element locator technique. So now you can see, in case, right, there is no unique ID, name, class name, tag name, link, partial link is available, then you can go with CSS or XPath. So what is this driver? Driver is nothing but the object extension of the WebDriver. Find element is the WebDriver method. By is the predefined class in Selenium. id, that is called the element locator, and that is corresponding value, that is the syntax, right? So I'll be next session I'll be talking about the most all the relevant part of the details analysis of the XPath and CSS, how you can create the customized part. But today let's focus how you can take the default, right? So suppose say I want to enter some value in the password field, right? So here you can see class is there, name is there, id is there, but I want to go with the XPath or CSS. So just simply right click here, or maybe click on the triple dot, right? You can click on the copy. You can find two options, one is called XPath, one is called selector. So if you copy the selector, it will take the default selector. You no need to create any customized path, or you can create the default selector. So let's copy the XPath for the password field, right? Let's try to add few more lines here with the help of XPath. Driver dot find element. So here if you press by and if you press dot, all the element locator will be coming here, right? So I'll be using CSS XPath, XPath, and here you need to give the XPath whatever you have copied, because I have taken the default one. Similar way it is also text field, right? I will be using send keys, right? Here I can use suppose say password 123, but it will be in the converted, right? Because you cannot show the password. Now if you run it again, here I will be using the partial link text. Instead of link text I will be using partial link text, dot partial link text, right? So I can remove one part, right? That part, second part I can, 1 second, yeah, second part I can remove it. So fixed part I can go with the part. Similar way it will work, it does not problem. Let's try to run it. Let's see whether the email ID, email and password field value is getting entered. After that is clicking on the forgotten password link with the help of partial link text, because forgotten pass in case it is a constant, but password part can change, right? So you can go with the partial link text instead of the link text. In case you are using the link text, right, it will be completely gone. You need to give the full link text. Okay, we could see email field and id, a password getting entered, and after that clicking on the forgotten password link. So that is the beauty of, right, different element locator through which you can identify all the element whatever is available. I'll cover all the element type, right? Checkbox, radio button, image, right? All the field one by one, select box, right? Okay, no need to worry, it is going to the next page. So that is all about from the element locator technique. So as of now, right, from the running the test cases or till the element locator techniques, any questions guys? Okay, I will cover it. After that I will proceed to the remaining one. You can comment it out similar way. Source, add block comment, so that code will be there but it will not work. In case you want to uncomment it, either you can remove that sign or you can select the code again and you can go again with the uncomment part. Source, right, remove comment, block comment. So that is the Eclipse feature. Okay, the details deep down part of the CSS and XPath I will cover tomorrow's session, how you can create your own customized part. Then the web page operation, right? In Selenium WebDriver, you could see the title, you can get it, you can get the current URL, which will return the current URL of the focused browser. Get title already see, you are getting the title of the page. Page source, you can similarly you can get the page source of the current focused browser. But it does not use much, but still I have given these are the different web page operation used in the Selenium WebDriver. Then the most useful API commands for a browser in Selenium WebDriver. Get part you already see, right? Driver dot get, right? We are not writing anything new. Driver dot get, and you are giving the string of the URL, right? Then you already see the maximize, right? To maximize the focus browser, driver dot window manage dot window dot maximize, right? In case you want to close the browser, you can use close. In case you want to quit all the browser, you can use quit. In case you want to navigate from one browser to another browser, you can use navigate to. Again, if you want to navigate back, it will be navigate back, navigate forward, navigate refresh. So I will try to implement the other one. So I already implemented this one. After that I will implement driver dot navigate dot to other web page. Suppose say I want to go to the Google page, right? So that is the URL for the Google page. Okay. Then I want to divert to navigate back, divert to navigate back dot back, right? Then I can again use driver dot navigate dot forward, right? And I can use driver dot refresh, driver dot navigate dot refresh, right? And I can driver dot close the driver dot, so it will be close. Okay, it is coming from WebDriver, return type is void, so it will not print anything. Now if you run your code, you could see it will open the Facebook page, then it will navigate to the Google page, then again it will navigate back to the Facebook page, again navigate to the Google page, it will refresh the page, it will close the page. But it will be fast, so you will not able to see. You can use some thread dot sleep time, you can give some 2-second wait time, but thread dot sleep is not used in the real time. So you could see Facebook page is getting open, then it will go to the Google page, again go to the Facebook page, because navigate back, again forward, again refresh, all this stuff will happen. You could see Facebook page, then again Google page, right? It will try to refresh the page again. In case page is not fully loaded, you can try to refresh it, navigate dot refresh, right? It will quit the browser or close the browser. So that is the way it is working completely. We are doing through automation with the help of Selenium WebDriver commands or method, right? These are the most useful API command for browser handling. In the operation on WebEdit Box, so you already see, right, the what are the different operations. As of now you already see send keys, right? But in case I want to check all the other thing, right, I can check it, right? So this is the let's comment it out, this part. So WebEdit Box is the email field, I already see. So now instead of, because that thing I need to use it multiple times, so I will be creating a object using web element class. So I will be calling web element, suppose say email field, I want to trigger it out, same way I will be completing. Why I will be creating web element? So that instead of writing the same line multiple times, I will be calling that email field, which is an web element. I need to import web element class from the org.ml field. Now I can check whether the email field is enabled or not, right? Displayed or not. So this is the method available, is displayed, is enabled, SYSO, right? Then I can check that variable dot is enabled. So it will be giving me boolean value, return type is boolean, either true or false. In case it is displayed, it will give it true, either it is false. So similar way I can give it is displayed, then is enabled dot is enabled, right? Selected is only for the checkbox or radio button, so it is not required. Is enabled. After that I can enter some value here, right? Email. So you can see I am not copying the same line again and again, right? Otherwise it will be required. Email dot send keys. Suppose say test 1 2 3, right? Then I can clear the value. So email dot clear, right? It will be deleted. Then again I can enter some value called email dot send keys, right? Suppose say test 2 3 4, right? Then I can run my code. You could see Facebook page is getting open, right? And then it will identify the email page, it will enter test 1 2 3 and it will remove it, and it will enter test 2 3 4. But in case you are giving some wait time, right, thread dot sleep, you can give it something so that it will wait for 3 seconds before removing all this stuff happening, right? It will clear the value, it will wait for thread dot sleep, but I should not use it, but because it will be fixed time that will be waiting, right? Suppose 3 seconds I can wait it. So 3000 milliseconds you need to give, and need to surround with try catch block. Suppose also here also you need to give it 3-second time. Right, after entering it will wait for 3 seconds, then it will clear the value, then it will again enter the other value. So that is the way you can see whether it's happening or not. Otherwise, because automation script will too fast, you will not able to see it. So it will open the Facebook page first. Right, it will then enter the value test1 to 3. After identifying it, wait for 3 seconds, it will clear the value, wait for 3 seconds, it will enter the value test2 3 4 like that, second value. Right, it will enter the value test1 to 3, it will wait for 3 seconds, it will clear the value, it will wait for 3 seconds, it will enter another value test2 3 4. You can see now it is working, right? So that is the way you can just verify it, right? So then last one, for the web edit field, I will show you how you can get to know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Try catch block. I mean, because in case you are using the thread dot sleep, you need to use that one. You no need to worry about that. You just remove the code. So okay, you just type thread dot sleep. Yeah, yeah. I will be explaining it in the. I will be explaining it in that one, in the Java exception handling. Right now, no need to worry. So if you write it out, so you because right now it will be very difficult. So either you need to go with throws declaration, or it will be surrounded with try catch block, because that is suggestion it is giving. So in case you are getting some error, Java will give you some suggestion to correct it automatically. That is called, right, called compile time exception, because that is thrown in the compile time. Sorry, I mean kind of during the compilation of the code, saving the code. And some of the exception or error can come during the execution time, that is called runtime exception. You can use that one, right? So I no need to worry, I'll be covering in the whenever Java exception will be covered, how you can associate with the try catch block. Okay, so then only you will be otherwise right, you are not able to understand anything. Hmm. This is the email is this, no, this is the variable I have created, and this is the name property, so you can change it to email one. This is the variable, whatever name you can give it. So everywhere you need to change it to email one. The web element is a class. Web element is a class, not the method. No. This is the class already coming from the Selenium WebDriver. That is the reason you are importing it, right? That is the class web element. It is coming from org.openkey.selenium.web So that is the reason no need to define. So that is you are creating an object or variable for that class, right, with the property. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yes. Your no. This two is nothing. In case you are not creating an object or instance, what you need to do, instead of email field, you need to copy that same line every time. So I am creating an object or variable, right? So that way I will be identifying. In case I need to change, I will update it here only. So I no need to update every time. That is the only difference. Yeah, right. With the same properties. Yeah, right. Wherever I want to use it, I will be using it, that variable, instead of copying the same line of code. I can use the, but it will be difficult in case I need to use for 50 lines. In case one thing is required, I need to change everywhere. But here, in case I am calling the variable, I will be updating it here only. So that is the beauty. Yes. We need to learn how to optimize all the down the line, right? So that is the reason I am trying to complete it, show you. Yeah, object. Yeah, right. Object. Sometimes they are calling as a variable also. That is fine. Object or instance or variable. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That is the right. That is the object or instance. Right. So that I'll be calling it multiple times. Yeah. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, right now it is not a lot of things not required. That is the reason. I mean, let's understand the basic of Selenium WebDriver. Then I'll completely covering the Java only. Then I'll be proceeding the other area. So I don't think that it will be creating problem. Maybe some of the things is there, but you can learn it. No need to worry. It's okay. Hmm. 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 Package, package. Yeah, right. Yeah. That will be covered. Right. No need to worry. It will be covered. Yeah. Yeah, yes. Just now basic part you just try to understand. No, do not go into the deeper part. Deeper part will be covered in the upcoming session. Once you clear the Java, then it will be very helpful. So that is the reason I told, right. If few of the thing you maybe some questions will come, but it will be covered in the upcoming session. No need to worry. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, SYSO method, right? This is the method from the Java, SYSO, right? If you, yeah, hmm. Yeah, yes. Element locator will not specific to your browser or specific to your PC. It is across common all your operating system, all your browser. So system properties you are saying system property. Yeah, so here you need to just change the path here. That part will be fixed, and here you need to just change your path, right? So it's suppose say in case you are pasting in ddive, so it will be ddive path and comdiver.exe file will be still same. You need to change it to specific to your system path. So you can get it right wherever it is kept. Suppose so yeah, wherever it is kept, right click and go to the properties, and then you can get the path. You no need to copy anything. So that is the path. So that is copy paste it, right? That is the path. Yeah. I mean that there is a way called driver manager is there. There is a way called driver manager. So that will work. No need to worry. Maybe I will be showcasing in the upcoming session. And apart from that, there is a concept called Maven project where instead of the jar file, right, you will be adding all the thing in the called dependency pom.xml file. So no need to manually download the jar file. Once you added the dependency, automatically it will download the jar file automatically. Maven project will download from the internet. So that part you will get to know slowly. Okay, so first thing is that right now I am trying to cover the ABCD, then I will go to the sentence frame, then I will go to the page, I mean one pages, two pages, then you can get to know the book. Okay, until you are knowing the ABCD it will be very tough. Okay, so that is the way we will go one by one, step by step. Yeah, so last part for the thing right here I will be showing is the get attribute. So with the help of get attribute method you can get the different attribute of the element, right? So suppose here we are doing the Facebook page, right? So you can see this is the attribute, type is the password, classes, right, for the email field, right? So these are the different attribute called type equal to text, class is equal to value. This is the attribute and this is the attribute value. So if you want to get something, right, how can you get it, right? So here you can comment out all the stuff for now. So this is the last one important method called get attribute, especially for the element locator. I mean for the email, I mean text field. So you can use SYSO printing out. So email one field, because I have changed it to email one. That is the variable you can give it anything, or the object or instance whatever you call. Dot get attribute method. You can see you need to give the string attribute name, then it will print you the corresponding value. So what is the attribute name I can give? Suppose say type, right? I can use type, so the value will be text, right? Similar way I can copy the same line, I can paste it multiple times. So I will be getting the type, then I can print the class, right? CLSS. Okay, then I can get the ID name like that. So whatever attribute is there I can use it, ID name. Okay, then you can run it. So you can all the attribute corresponding attribute value for the text field, right, will be printed out. So you could see Facebook page is getting opened. It will identify the element, right? Email field element. Then it will try to identify the different attribute with the help of get attribute method, and it will print the value in the console, right? You can see the first attribute is type equal to text, right? It is coming from here, type equal to text, class equal to input text underscore 55 URL, like that. So it is coming here. Then the name equal to email, right? You can see name equal to value is email, id equal to email. Similar way, whatever other attribute you can print it, and you can use it based on your reference, right? So that are the different thing you can do with the WebEdit box. Then I will go for the link. So similar way, I already see the link is already there. So similar way, in case you want to do any link, you can identify the link, you can check is enabled or is displayed or not, similar to the other part, similar way. And you definitely, in case it is a link or hyperlink, right, you need to click on the element, right? Just so that are the different already part, you already see the forgotten password link, you need to click it. So I already mentioned, right, you need to remember work on the different kind of tag name, right? Because tag name plays a very very important role. Without the tag name, right, with the help of tag name and type, you can understand what the element all about without looking from the UI, right? Suppose in case we go to the Google page, right, or Facebook page, even if you go to the that image, right, image will be start with img or src, right? Input field will be input, text box also, link also, a anchor button also, the input only the button. Suppose this is the button, login button, right? You could see this is the this type is button, tag is button, right? Similarly, in case it is a create new account, right, you could see it is a it is a anchor, but role equal to button. So that way it will vary. So type, anchor, tag and role, these are the very very important thing through which you can easily identify what the all about object all about. You no need to worry about the other thing. Okay, so let's recapture the thing. After that I will take 5-10 minutes thing, right, to answer your questions. So you already seen, right, what is the testing overview, what are the different type of testings available, starting from the unit testing, functional, integration, regression, non-functional part, right, performance, test, usability, and the acceptance testing. So error is the misinterpretation. Because of the error, fault will come, and in case we are not fixing the fault, it will be failure, right? There are common problem, right, because of miscommunication, time crunch, environmental challenges, resources problem, infrastructure, human error will come, right? So 7 principle, the 80% problem will come from 20% area. Software testing should start early, defect should raise early, it will be by the third party independent testing team, right? Automation testing overview similar to that, but it will be using some sort of automation tool, relevant framework, relevant programming language. So life cycle will be planning, then script design, keeps enhancement, test, debugging the script, analyzing the result. So there are so many tool, license tool for UI testing, kind of web application testing, client server application, Windows based testing, along with that UI API testing. There are so many tools, framework available. Some of the things free, some of the things license based. This is the architecture of Selenium, starting with ID, RC, WebDriver, and the grid, right? The advantages, disadvantages, and the prerequisite is the, like, first you need to install the Java, right, and then you need to add the Java home and the other path variable, right? You need to install Eclipse, open Eclipse, you need to create a project package and the class, right? You need to add your Selenium jar file after downloading to your project, and you need to open your download your Chrome driver, Gecko driver based on your browser version. Then you need to create your first project, right, so that it will be run for the Chrome driver, Firefox driver, any browser you want to do. The locator is nothing but the properties or the element, right, through for which you need to uniquely identify it with the help of different element locator technique like ID, name, class name, tag name, link text, virtual link text. CSS was expert. In case none of the thing is working or uniquely identifiable, right, some of the thing is dynamically changes, right, you need to go with the CSS and expert. So I will show you how to create the dynamics CSS expert in the real time from the scratch by yourself, right, in the next session. So these are the different web page operation like get title, get page source, get current URL for Selenium WebDriver. These are the useful command in the browser in Selenium WebDriver like get, close, quit, navigate to, navigate back, navigate forward, navigate refresh, manage window, maximize. These are the different operations how we can interact with the input field like send keys is displayed, is enabled, clear and get attribute. And for the link, right, these are the different methods available, is displayed, is enabled, and the click in case you want to interact with the Selenium WebDriver field. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.